Ekun, has the wind ever caressed your soul with a chill, as if ancient secrets stirred in the dark? What if angels, radiant as stars, fell to desires that shattered the heavens' harmony? Can you fathom giants born of forbidden love, whose hunger devoured the earth's very heart? And if those chained in eternal prisons dreamt of freedom, what chaos would their wrath unleash? Dare you unveil the truth of Michael's justice, where mercy and wrath forged a new dawn? Let your spirit drift into the mists of eternity, where a tale of rebellion and redemption awaits. The air grows thick, heavy with the scent of smoldering cedar and damp earth, as if creation mourns its lost innocence. A low hum vibrates through your bones like the chant of unseen seraphim. Mournful yet majestic, your fingers brush a slab of obsidian, its surface cold yet pulsing, etched with runes that glow faintly under starlight. The wind carries a bitter tang of salt and iron, as though tears of angels mingle with the dust of a ruined world. Far off, a bell tolls its echo, a blade slicing through the veil between mortal and divine. Is your soul truly ready to bear the weight of truths buried in the ashes of time? In the dawn of existence, when the cosmos sang with unblemished light, angels walked the heavens, not mere messengers, but celestial titans. Their wings woven of fire and starlight, their eyes piercing fate's tapestry. Tasked by the Creator to guard humanity's fragile spark, they stood as sentinels at eternity's edge. Their radiance was unmatched, their purpose, divine, yet even in glory, a shadow stirred. The daughters of men, with beauty rivaling, the dawn caught their gaze. Their hearts, once steadfast, wavered under a forbidden flame. Desire fierce and unholy coiled like a serpent within their divine essence. These angels, named Azrael, Zadkul, and others whose names are lost to time, stood at a precipice. Their duty was clear: protect, never possess. Yet the allure of mortal women, their laughter like music, their eyes like pools of starlight, proved too potent. Against the Almighty's decree, they made a choice that would rend the heavens. They descended, their celestial glory dimming as they stepped onto mortal soil. No longer guardians, they became lovers, entwining their divine light with human flesh. Their passion, ablaze defying eternity, birthed a blasphemy. From these unions sprang the Nephilim giants, whose stature dwarfed mountains, whose shadows swallowed valleys. Their skin gleamed like burnished bronze. Their eyes burned with a hunger no earthly bounty could sate. At first they were wonders, their strength reshaping the land. They uprooted ancient oaks with bare hands, carved rivers with their strides. Villages hailed them as demigods, offering tribute to their might. Elders wove tales of their grandeur, believing them harbingers of a golden age. But wonder turned to dread. The Nephilim's hunger grew a bottomless abyss, consuming all in its path. Fields of golden wheat vanished in a single night, leaving barren soil. Herds of cattle, once countless, were reduced to scattered bones. Their bleats silenced. Rivers dried under their insatiable thirst. Their beds cracked like the bones of the earth. Villages vibrant with laughter became silent tombs. Their hearths cold, their people gone. The giants' footsteps shook the ground, each tread a drumbeat of doom. Their appetite knew no bounds. When the earth's offerings failed, they turned to darker feasts. Humanity became their prey. Mothers clutched their children in caves, their prayers choked by terror. Fathers stood with trembling spears, knowing no weapon could pierce a giant's hide. The Nephilim, now tyrants, demanded worship. Bow to us. Their voices thundered, shaking the mountains. Serve us, or we shall grind your bones to dust. Some knelt, their spirits broken by fear. Others, defiant, raised tear-streaked faces to the heavens. O Creator, they whispered in the dark, why do you watch in silence? The earth groaned under its desecration. Rivers ran red with slaughter, their waters thick with the blood of the innocent forests. Burned their ashes, a shroud over a world unraveling. Villages became graves, their streets littered with the remnants of shattered lives. Humanity teetered on oblivion's edge, its cries echoing into a seemingly indifferent void. The Nephilim, once heralded as gods, became harbingers of doom. Their laughter, once a melody, now a cacophony of cruelty. They built altars of stone, demanding sacrifices of flesh and blood. Temples rose in their honor, their walls stained with the tears of the enslaved. The world, once a paradise, became a wasteland, its beauty choked by the giants' greed. Yet the Creator had not turned away. In the celestial halls where light weaves tapestries of eternity, a council convened. The archangels, radiant and resolute, gathered before the Almighty's throne. Michael the warrior stepped forth, his presence, a storm of divine fury. His armor gleamed like molten gold, his sword a flame of righteous wrath. His voice sharp as a blade cut through the sacred silence. "Let me descend with heaven's legions," he declared. "These giants, these abominations must be cleansed from the earth." Gabriel the herald urged restraint, his tone soft yet resolute. "They are part angel, our kin," he said, his eyes gleaming with hope. Might redemption still be possible for some Uriel? The seer proposed a different path, his voice steady as the stars. "Let us test the hearts of men," he said. "The righteous must be spared, the unworthy left to their fate." Raphael the healer gazed upon the scarred earth with sorrow. "The land itself weeps," he murmured. "Its rivers are poisoned, its fields barren. We must restore what the Nephilim have broken." The Almighty listened, his gaze piercing the threads of time. Each voice carried truth, each plan a thread in a greater design. He spoke, his voice a thunder that reshaped destiny. "Michael, you shall bind the fallen and their spawn. Gabriel, you shall sow hope among the faithful. Uriel, you shall seek the pure of heart. Raphael, you shall heal creation's wounds." But one task remained, to find a mortal worthy of this divine burden. The Creator's eyes fell upon Noah, a man flawed yet steadfast. His heart, scarred by human frailty, burned with unwavering faith. Noah was no king, no warrior, just a man who walked humbly before his God. Each dawn he knelt in prayer, his voice a whisper against the chaos. Each night he taught his family the ways of righteousness, his words a beacon in the dark. The Almighty saw his heart tested by doubt, yet unbroken, and chose him. Noah toiled in a world that mocked him. Under a relentless sun, he wielded hammer and axe, crafting an ark of gopher wood. Its scale was staggering, a vessel to dwarf the mightiest temples, its timbers hewn from ancient forests. Neighbors jeered, their laughter sharp as thorns. "Look at the madman," they scoffed, "building a ship in a desert." The Nephilim loomed, their footsteps shaking the earth, their eyes glinting with cruel amusement. Yet Noah pressed on his hands, calloused, his back bowed, his faith an anchor in the storm. Each plank he laid was a prayer, each nail driven an act of trust. His sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, labored beside him, their sweat mingling with the dust. His wife, steady as stone, wove provisions for a journey none could fathom. The ark rose a wooden mountain, defying the scorn of a doomed world. Its hull, vast and unyielding, stood as a testament to faith in the unseen. The world mocked, but Noah's heart remained fixed on the Creator's promise. In the heavens, the archangels moved unseen, their tasks woven into the Creator's plan. Michael, clad in armor of blazing light, herded beasts from distant lands. Lions roared, eagles soared, and serpents slithered, all drawn to the ark by his command. Their hooves and claws beat a drumbeat of salvation. A symphony of life preserved Gabriel, with wings of silver, whispered warnings to those with ears to hear. "Flee to righteousness," his voice echoed in dreams, "for judgment draws near." Few listened, their hearts hardened by fear or allegiance to the giants. Uriel, his eyes like twin flames, scoured the earth for righteous souls. He found only flickers of light in a sea of darkness, too few to fill a village. Raphael, with hands glowing like dawn, wove herbs and essences from the earth's last green places. He prepared salves to mend wounds, waters to purify, and seeds to restore barren lands. The archangels' labors were tireless, their unity a reflection of divine will. Yet the earth groaned louder, its pulse weakening under the Nephilim's tread. The giants grew bolder, their altars multiplying. They carved idols from mountains, their faces twisted in mockery of the divine. Human sacrifices stained the stones, their screams rising like smoke to the heavens. The Nephilim's hunger was no longer for flesh alone. They craved dominion. They declared themselves gods, their voices shaking the stars. "Worship us," they roared, "or we shall bury your world in ash." Humanity, once free now, lived in chains, their hope dwindling like a dying ember. In hidden caves the defiant gathered. They lit fires in secret, their prayers rising like incense. "Deliver us, O Creator." They pleaded, their voices trembling yet resolute. "We will not bow to these false gods." Their courage was a spark, faint but unyielding. in a world consumed by shadow. Yet the Nephilim spies were everywhere. No cave was safe, no forest deep enough. The giants hunted the faithful, their laughter a blade through the night. The Creator watched his silence, a canvas for destiny. The prayers of the righteous were not unheard. They were gathered, each one a thread in his design. The earth could bear no more. Its rivers choked with blood, its fields reduced to dust, its skies darkened by smoke. The Nephilim, once children of angels, had become creation's curse. Their reign of terror, unchecked, threatened to unravel the world's very fabric. Then the heavens roared, clouds black as judgment swallowed the stars. The sky split not with lightning, but with a deluge, a curtain of wrath that drowned the sun. Rain fell not as droplets, but as torrents, a flood to purge the earth's sins. The ground trembled its depths, splitting to unleash waters from below. Rivers became seas, their currents swallowing villages in moments. Valleys became graves, their echoes silenced by the flood's roar. The Nephilim, once lords of the earth, stood defiant. They climbed mountains, their fists raised against the heavens. This is but water. They bellowed, their voices drowned by the deluge. But the waters rose relentless, unstoppable. Their massive forms, once invincible, faltered. They clawed at the waves, their roars dissolving into desperate gasps. One by one, the giants sank, their eyes wide with the terror of mortality. Noah's Ark, a solitary beacon, floated above a world undone. Its timbers groaned under the storm's fury, yet held firm. Inside, Noah and his family knelt, their prayers, a steady rhythm against the chaos. The animals, from the smallest sparrow to the mightiest lion, huddled in silence. The ark was more than wood. It was a covenant, a vessel of hope in a world reborn. Noah's faith, tested by years of toil, now bore the weight of humanity's future. Outside, the world drowned. Houses vanished, their roofs swallowed by the flood. Temples to the Nephilim crumbled, their altars swept away like dust. Mountains, once towering, sank beneath the waves, their peaks mere shadows in the deep. The earth's beauty, its valleys and forests, was erased, leaving only water, an endless, churning sea. The Nephilim's reign, built on blood and fear, collapsed under the Creator's judgment. Yet the fallen angels, the architects of this chaos, remained. Their rebellion had birthed the Nephilim. Their defiance had scarred the earth. They hid in the shadows, their celestial light dimmed by shame, but none could escape the Creator's gaze. Michael, tasked with their judgment, descended from the heavens. His presence was a storm, his wings a blaze of divine wrath. The fallen angels trembled, their voices silenced by his authority. In the celestial halls, a debate had raged. Gabriel had pleaded for mercy, his heart torn for his fallen brothers. Destroy them, Michael had urged, his sword ready. Uriel proposed exile, Raphael restoration. The Almighty, in his wisdom, chose a path that wove mercy and justice bind them. He commanded not in death, but in reflection. Michael obeyed, his heart heavy yet resolute. He forged chains of divine will, each link forged in the fires of eternity. The fallen angels, once radiant, now knelt before Michael's judgment. Azrael, whose voice had once sung creation's hymn, wept as the chains bound him. Zadkiel, whose light had guided stars, bowed under the weight of his shame. Their prison was no mere cage. It was a realm where time stood still. Each moment was a mirror reflecting their rebellion, their betrayal, their fall. Their punishment was not death, but eternity, an endless reckoning with their sins. Mercy, not vengeance, sealed their fate. The Creator's paradox was clear. Even in judgment, there was grace. The fallen angels, bound in their prison, could no longer harm the earth. Yet their legacy, the Nephilim, had left scars too deep to erase. The flood had cleansed the world, but its memory lingered, a warning etched in the earth's bones. For 40 days and nights, the waters raged. The flood was no mere storm. It was a reckoning, a purification of a world defiled. Mountains vanished beneath the waves, their peaks mere whispers in the deep. The Nephilim, once invincible, sank into the abyss. Their hunger silenced forever, their altars, their idols, their temples all crumbled, swept away by the Creator's wrath. The earth, once vibrant, was now a silent sea, its surface unbroken save for Noah's Ark. Inside the ark, Noah knelt, his heart a mix of awe and sorrow. His family gathered around him, their faces etched with the weight of survival. The animals, from the smallest mouse to the mightiest elephant, rested in uneasy silence. The ark's timbers groaned, a reminder of the world left behind. Noah's faith, tested by years of toil and mockery, now carried the hope of a new beginning. He whispered prayers, his voice steady against the storm's roar. Outside, the world was reborn in water. The flood erased the stains of the Nephilim, their blood washed from the earth, yet the cost was staggering. Villages, forests, mountains all gone, their stories swallowed by the deep. The earth's beauty, its laughter and light, was silenced, leaving only the ark as a testament to life. The Creator's judgment was complete, but his mercy was not yet fully revealed. When the waters receded, the earth emerged scarred but cleansed. The ark came to rest on a mountain's peak, its hull cradled by stone. Noah stepped onto a silent world, the air thick with the scent of wet earth and renewal. His family followed, their eyes wide with awe and fear. The ground, soft with mud, bore no trace of the world they once knew. The sky, once choked with clouds, now gleamed with a clarity that stung the soul. God's voice broke the stillness, a promise etched in light. Behold the rainbow. He declared a covenant with all life. Its colors arched across the heavens, a bridge between divine and mortal. Red, gold, violet, each hue a vow that the earth would never again drown. Noah's family knelt, their hearts swelling with hope. The animals released from the ark scattered to reclaim the earth, their cries a song of rebirth. The rainbow was more than a sign, it was a seal, a testament to the Creator's mercy. Humanity was tasked anew. Be stewards of this world, God commanded. Fill the earth, tend its creatures, honor the sacred. Noah's family obeyed their hands, planting seeds in the soft earth. They built homes, their hearths glowing with new life. The world, though scarred, began to bloom. Rivers carved new paths, forests rose from the ashes, and the earth's pulse grew strong. Yet the memory of the flood lingered, a shadow in every heart. The archangels took new roles. Michael, the shield against darkness, stood vigilant, his sword ever ready. Gabriel, the herald, carried divine messages to the faithful, his voice a whisper of hope. Uriel guided humanity toward wisdom, his light a beacon in the dark. Raphael restored balance, his touch healing the earth's wounds. Their tasks were eternal, their bond with humanity unbroken. The Creator's plan, vast and intricate, unfolded in the silence of the new world, yet whispers lingered. The Nephilim were gone, but their shadow endured. Farmers unearthed bones too vast for mortal hands, their surfaces etched with strange marks. Cave walls bore paintings of giants, their eyes hollow with hunger. Scholars pored over tablets, their inscriptions hinting at forbidden truths. Explorers found tools too heavy for human hands, their edges sharp as the day they were forged. The earth held secrets, relics of a time when giants ruled. On moonless nights, the wind carried voices in forgotten tongues. Some claimed to hear whispers, faint but persistent. Speaking of power and vengeance, villages told tales of the Nephilim, their stories growing with each generation. Some dismissed them as myths, bedtime stories to keep children in line. Others, the seekers and dreamers, wondered if truth lay buried in the legends. The earth's scars, though hidden, were a warning, a reminder of what had been and what could be. The archangels, ever watchful, moved in silence. They cloaked relics in shadow, guided explorers astray. The truths of the Nephilim were not for mortal hands. Yet humanity's curiosity, a spark that could ignite peril, stirred anew. Each discovery, each unearthed bone, was a step toward a sealed door. The fallen angels, bound in their prison, stirred faintly, their chains rattling in the dark. Centuries passed, cities rose from the earth's scars, their towers reaching for the stars. Humanity spread their fields, blooming their homes filled with laughter. The rainbow endured, a reminder of the Creator's promise. Yet the tales of the Nephilim persisted. Parents whispered to their children of giants who once ruled the earth. Some laughed, calling them fables. Others, the restless and the bold, sought answers in the earth's hidden places. A shepherd found a skull larger than his hut, its eye sockets deep as wells. A scholar uncovered a spear, its shaft too heavy for 10 men to lift. Cave walls bore etchings of towering figures, their hands raised in defiance or despair. Whispers grew, were these mere stories, or did the Nephilim's legacy endure? Some claimed to hear voices on stormy nights speaking in tongues no mortal knew. The earth's secrets buried, but not dead, called to those who dared listen. A new battle loomed, not of flesh, but of spirit. The Nephilim's reign had ended, but their influence lingered, a seed buried in the earth. Humanity, gifted a second chance, stood at a crossroads. Would they honor the rainbow's promise or chase the shadows of forbidden power? Michael, heaven's warrior, gazed upon the earth, his sword sheathed but ready. His eyes, burning with divine light, saw the threads of destiny unfolding. The Creator watched, his silence a canvas for the future. The rainbow, vibrant and eternal, stood as a vow of mercy. Yet the wind still carried whispers, faint but persistent. The story of the Nephilim was not over. Its echoes would shape the ages, a warning and a challenge. And Michael, eternal guardian, stood poised for the battles yet to come. The earth reborn held its breath, waiting for humanity's choice.